Come thrifting with me. I have a long list of things that I'm going to look for just in general. As you know, now I will be looking for plant frogs. I just don't think that the religious stores that I frequent are going to have those frogs. I'm always looking to replace my kitchen utensils with Echo or Flint or some other vintage quality items. I'm always looking for Canon linen. I also am looking for storage solutions. I am trying to organize some of the spaces in my house that kind of stress me out or overwhelm me a little bit. And I'm still looking for a couple of containers. One is for my animal toys. They're dog toys and pet toys. It has to be a shallow container, but cute because it's going to be seen. And then I'm also looking for something to put my plant in. I got a new snake plant, and it's a very large container, and it's just very stark and gray, and I would like to set that in some type of cute basket or crock or something. So I'm going to look for something like that too. All right, so let's go thrifting. I could not wait to edit this video and show you guys what I found. It was a good day at the thrift store. Starting off, when I first grabbed my basket, I did notice this little candle pedestal. It is wood, and I really liked it. Only $1. I loved the feet, but I decided that it was just so dark. You can kind of already see dust forming, and I just don't want to deal with the dust. So I put it back. Tins are something I've always found interest in, and I think some are really neat, but I have a hard time telling the replicas against the real vintage. So obviously this one is a replica because it's like from TJ Maxx or something. But like this one says replica of a 1914 design, but then also on the side it has a 1979 and it looks a little bit more aged. So is this old or is this not old? I don't know. The barcode on the bottom suggests not. Anyway, moving on. I did see they had Mother's Day cards out. I did scan those and grab 3. They're not vintage, but for $1, I couldn't pass it up. Seriously, check out your thrift stores for cards. This little shelf/container caught my eye, and then I unfortunately saw the NFS, which means not for sale, but it is Tupperware, and gosh, I really wish they were selling this. Kudos to them for using it as a shelf, though. They had a couple cute little preschool graduation cards. I do have a niece that's coming up on that soon, so I grabbed it for $1. I went back and forth over this candle. I did just actually get rid of a lime green one, but I loved the stacking of this, and it did smell pretty good, so I went ahead and grabbed it for $1.50. And the turkey magnet is gone, guys. I knew he wouldn't last long. He's too cute. And then here it is, the find of the day, of the week. I think they called it a Danish sewing storage box, something like that, but so cute. So obviously I can put my stitchery items in here if I want, but what I honestly thought I might use it for, hear me out, my Christmas gift wrapping station in my family room. Would that not be the cutest, putting ribbons and bows and tape and everything in there? And in the meantime, of course, I'm not storing this away. I'm definitely going to leave it out. I have a ton of vintage playing cards, scoring sheets, all sorts of vintage game materials that could go in here, and it could sit in my family room. $30 is definitely more than I wanted to spend, but totally worth it. Also in the vintage corner, they had this vintage manicure table, which I thought was really neat, and I've never seen anything like that before. They had added quite a bit to the vintage corner. I saw this canasta playing card set. As I mentioned, I have a lot of older playing cards, bridge cards. I don't have a canasta set. Unfortunately, it said that the rules for playing were inside. There weren't, but there was a vintage deck of cards. Cherubs aren't necessarily my thing, but the design was absolutely adorable, and I loved the cards themselves. I scanned and it appeared that they were all there, so for $1, I decided I would go ahead and get them. I'm a sucker for the original box also. $1 is such a good deal, especially in the vintage corner. So that will definitely go in my new sewing box. I have a lot of cottagecore girlies that follow me and have asked if I ever see floral kind of cottage vibes, and I found quite a few today. So this is just one of them. I thought it was so cute. I debated getting it for Valentine's, but I did leave it behind. Super cute though. And more tins. I don't know if I'm actually interested or just more of interested in how you tell the difference if they're vintage or not. Because to me, this looks like it was more of like 90s, but for certain it was aged. So I don't know. A couple of you had said that you thought maybe the ducks nested, and so I checked that out. They did have a seam, but even though they opened and they stored stuff, I don't think that they could quite nest inside of each other. This was such a cute little blue dish, but I feel like it might be missing a lid. I don't know. And another tin. Have these been there the whole time? And oh my goodness, look at this little pear-shaped floral dish, trinket dish. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's a salt cellar. I don't know. It is absolutely adorable. I love them. $1 each. I have so many little jewelry dishes around my house, so I definitely didn't need them. So I actually was thinking it over and I put them back while I looked at a few other things. As you guys know, I got that little black dictionary, so when I saw this little red one, I was interested, but it's $10. I guess if it's from 1897, it's worth it. But then I saw this little book, which I thought would just honestly be really cool to look at, but $6. Couldn't do it. I finally decided that these two trinket dishes would be perfect for the gift idea that I have that I've been collecting little dishes for. So now that I remembered that, I grabbed them. And another floral cottagecore lamp. The carnival glass is still here, but it is marked down. I feel like the blue is a very specific type of person, you know? I really liked this until I picked it up and realized that it was plastic and not metal, so definitely put that back. I came so close to buying one of these bamboo containers for my candles and thinking that I might be able to sort and organize my candles, my tapers in it. So when I saw this, I was so excited. I have bought one off of Amazon before for like $28. So for this one to be $4 and adjustable, absolutely. And if it doesn't work out for my candles, I know I can use it in my kitchenette when it's done. So the item was definitely big enough that I had to grab a cart. I haven't had a cart in quite a while. When I stopped by the glassware, I did see this $1 bottle. As you guys know, I like these little bottles to collect and use for Halloween, and I decorate with them, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I guess stay tuned to see how I style those. I was very excited to see these little trays. I don't know if they're technically placemats or serving trays, breakfast in bed trays, I don't know. But they were $2 a piece, and there were 3. I had originally thought about grabbing one, but didn't want to split them up. But since someone had already taken one, I assume because there was 3, I decided that I could go ahead and take 2 and then leave the other one for someone else to use for decoration. I love trays. I think they're such a great way to tie items together and decorate with. So whether that's on my kitchen counter or using on standing up behind decorations, it'll be super cute. As you know, I've been looking for storage solutions. That one's interesting. I've never seen a tray like that. But I've been looking for one for my candles, and I do have a lot of long tapers, so it's going to have to be pretty long. I debated this one for a while, but I've just decided it was too deep for the drawer that I'm looking at. And then I saw this tray. It's very heavy. It looks kind of like it's melamine. It did say something about no stovetop use, but you could use it in the microwave, so I'm not really sure what it is originally. And then I also saw this silverware container. It was only $1. I love the size of it. I also love that there's like the spoon spot is circular so they don't slide around. I have a couple of silverware inserts for my kitchenette already, but I thought maybe this one might work better. And for $1, I just decided I'm going to get it. And if it doesn't work out, it's only $1. And of course, I also got the melamine tray. It'll be cute for decoration. I love getting vintage items like this to help decorate my kitchen with. Plus, I believe strongly that you can never have too many teaspoons and tablespoons when you're baking. It was only 50 cents too. So is this a coffee bean grinder? Let me know what you guys think it is. I really like it. It's really cute, and I thought about decorating with it, but I felt silly because I didn't know what it was. So guys, let me know, and if it's still there, I'll grab it. This acrylic tool was in the kitchen gadgets, but I feel like it's a back scratcher. No? It was really heavy and kind of neat, but I feel like it's not a kitchen gadget. They also had this cocktail stirrer in there. I'm trying to get away from silver, even though I just put something silver in my basket. So I did pass. Just add kitchen scales to my obsession with timers and so on. I really liked this one. I was trying to decide how old it was, and I thought it looks maybe like it's more 80s, so I passed. And I love this mason jar, or I guess ball jar. I don't need another jar, but I like this one specifically. And so I told myself I'm going to donate one of the ones that I have currently and then I will get this one. It's only $1. I just love the shape and the little metal piece. I hit up the media area and I thought this was interesting. 95 CDs for $35. It did say country, which I'm just kind of in the middle ground with. But there were some good ones in here. George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, some Reba, LeAnn Rimes. Whoever had this was pretty consistent with their music likings. It was a lot of the same types of music, just different albums. So I flipped through it really fast if you want to slow it down and take a look at what they had. At the end of the day, I just couldn't spend that kind of money on CDs, especially when I have Spotify and everything else. The smaller one was only $5, so I thought, well, if there was something similar, I might consider it because $5 isn't bad for some CDs. There's Grease, but it was, there were definitely more burned CDs in here, and then kind of more of the same. I don't know what Up is. Should I be familiar with that? But anyway, I flipped through very quickly and just wasn't sold on any of them for $5. Crazy to see whole collections like that. And for my cottagecore girlies again, this is so cute. I loved it as a little taper candle holder. And then this lamp, oh my goodness, I loved it. The brass does need polished, especially around the globe base, but such a cute piece for cottagecore. I hope she finds a really good home. I keep having plastic grapes, but I have never seen glass grapes. I've been keeping my eye out for acrylics, but these glass ones were pretty cool, but of course I passed. These little Scotty containers were cute. What do we think that they are? I would have said like a gravy boat, but there were 3 of them. And this was a pretty cute little unit. They weren't together. They were being sold separately, which the piece of wood was honestly so heavy you wouldn't have to put them together, but it was pretty cute. That would be really cute for somebody that had a small little round table in their kitchen. I absolutely loved these globes. I can picture them in an entryway, like the gold chains that are 2 different levels. I think that that would just be so cute. And I thought the price was fantastic as well. I just don't have any use for them. Although just sitting like that, it would be kind of cute decoratively. They kind of look like pumpkins. I have been looking for a blanket or quilt holder like this. It's just a little too 90s for me, so the search continues. Same with this. It's just a little bit of a heavier piece, and I'm still looking for an end table. Back at the vintage corner, she set this out, and I think it's a magazine rack someone had made out of a vintage washboard. Super cute. Again, cottage girlies, that would be up your alley. And see, it says floss. I don't know what else to call it. I just read the sign, and so that's what I've been calling it. Still on the lookout for some sewing scissors, and they do have pin cushions now. They didn't have those last time I came, but I was a little surprised at the price, to be honest. So I did pass, and I was unable to find any scissors. It's giving Kraft macaroni and cheese, yeah? It's giving Easy Mac. Moving back to the craft patterns, I did take a look to see if they had added any new stitchery kits. They had a lot more stencils and patterns that you could transfer, but a lot of you guys said that it probably wouldn't work very well with Aida cloth, so I'm going to avoid that for now. They did have a 90s pattern that was new, just not really up my alley. Then I found a really new pattern. It looks like it came from like Hobby Lobby. I swear it said, "Homie, you are so delicious." Still, when I look at it, it still looks like Homie. But it was counted cross stitch with no pattern, and I am not at that level yet. Also, who would I give that to? I guess just like my husband would be the only one, right? Moving on, I saw these glasses. I like the color of them, and 90s are coming back, so I was like, I'll give it a go. Why not? I'll try it. They're trendy right now, and immediately no. I felt like it looked like Neo from The Matrix. I can't even show you guys. So embarrassing. Anyway, I did see this little magnet in the picture frame area, and I wanted to make sure I could switch out the photo, and I could, and so perfect. There wasn't a price, but they said 50 cents. And another cottagecore frame. I feel like I'm seeing more today than I've ever seen here. And Getty's pictures were just a time, right? I have a lot of feelings about it, guys. This little Art Deco mat was adorable, and now I'm thinking I probably should have grabbed it. I moved on to the baskets. As I mentioned in my first video, I am looking for a basket to hold all of our dog and cat toys. It has to be shallow though, because we have small animals that can't reach over very well. I absolutely love this basket, and that picnic basket is still here. Can you believe that? But anyway, I think decoratively this basket would be so cute standing up behind items on a counter or on a shelf. It would be really cute to bring items all together visually, but I just didn't think either of them would really work for the pet toy thing. That's really what I was trying to focus on. So moving on past the baskets, I did see this little spoon hanger. I feel like there's a lot of versatility there, so I thought on it. I did really like these bangles. They look kind of like they're more of an Eastern vibe to me. I particularly liked the maroonish brown one, and it fit. I just don't dress up like that very often. And then grabbing a bracelet, I thought you could hang bracelets on here because there are sets of two, so you could hang this and it could be really cute. But I just decided I didn't know where I would hang it, so I tried to walk away. They did have newer rings. I like costume jewelry. Both of these rings were so cute and not tarnished or gross or green, and I debated them, but one was $6 and one was $4. I feel like those are like Target jewelry prices, maybe a little bit cheaper, but I did end up getting this $4 one just because it's simple but gold, and it's probably shouldn't have gotten it, but I did. I thought this little box was cute for giving gifts, and when I opened it, it actually is 2 best friend trinkets. And my daughter has a trinket shelf, and she's a gift giver too. I knew she would love to give that to her friend, so I grabbed it. And hey, KV, I have never actually seen one of these. You show them all the time, but I've never seen one at my thrift store, so today was a first. There was no charm inside though, bummer. And $5, I was a little surprised at the price. There was this bag of assorted cards, all sorts of occasions, and so I was interested, but for $10 I had to pass. These blank cards, however, would be perfect for our May Day baskets, and so I made sure to grab those. And they were only $1. I also grabbed this bag because it is my nephew's graduation colors. And such a cute vintage card, but of course it was a get well soon. As a reminder, always check out your postcards. They're so cheap, 25 cents here, 10 cents at other stores, and sometimes they can be really cute to frame. This one just had a little bit more pink on it than I wanted, so I passed. And what a cute vintage card this one was. I just don't have anyone to give it to. And before I checked out, I looked at the vintage corner one more time because she was setting out more stuff, and I had to look and see what this was all about. It was a vintage tablecloth and vintage cloth napkins. It's just crazy to me. Someone probably got that for their wedding and then just never used it. Did Kevin McAllister teach us nothing with his rollerblade story? Anyway, I ended up spending $58.84. $38 of that was the sewing box. Not bad.